Well, it's a sad day, very sad day, very sad day, very sad days. People just don't get it. They just don't fucking get it. People, Watchmen is not entertainment. It's not there to entertain you for your pleasure. Watchmen is trying to educate you to the world of today. What could be. I don't think you guys really do understand what you're dealing with when you look at Watchmen. You deserve what you get, and you will deserve this piece of filth, this sacrilegious crap called, but by name only, Watchmen. You will suffer for your indulgence. That's all I got to say.
All right. And from this point on, we are recording, and anything you say will not be cut.
Oh shit! I don't think I was ready for the raw.
So, Dan, what were you saying about John Wick having autism?
Oh, he definitely does have autism.
Okay.
I'm just putting it out there. Known fact. Autism. And that's not a diss against autistic people. That's a hey. Someone as cool as John Wick has autism.
All right. That's the hill you'll die on right there.
And for all the people like, hey, he doesn't have autism. Why are you hating on autistic people? Huh? Why can't he be autistic? You saying he functions too well? You saying autistic people can't function well?
But that, contrary to popular belief, that's not the topic of today's BitHUD Raw. Today's BitHUD Raw is about the premiere episode of the new HBO Watchmen TV series. So, I mean, it's been in the works for a while, and I've been curious about it, especially after watching The Boys. I was like, okay, I do kind of like watching. I mean, I don't really like Marvel properties or DC properties that much.
I was gonna say, this is DC, bro.
Yeah, this is DC. I mean more genre-wise, like superhero adaptations. I don't like those much, but The Boys was the good subversion of all that. And I thought maybe The Watchmen would be something along the lines of that, not necessarily satire, but something
a darker spin.
Yeah, darker and more, I guess, satirical. I mean, the graphic novel wasn't really satire. It was
the graphic novel wasn't
satire. It had social commentary, but it wasn't necessarily satire. It was...
Well, there wasn't really satire in it. It was really more like just such a shitty life.
Yeah, it was social commentary for sure, but this one... So then this one came out, I watched it, and I was like, I wonder what Dan would think about all of the direction they're taking it in.
You messaged the group chat at midnight, hey, you should watch. I want to see what your. You didn't say it like sly. Like, I want to see what your opinion is of the new one.
Yeah.
And this was like so off my radar. I was like, oh, that's still out. That's a thing. And I was like, where can I watch it? Amazon.
So I said that, and I was like, okay, well, I mean, I feel like you'll have at least some kind of reaction to it. I know it's not going to be called like a book smart style reaction, but it's probably going to affect you in a certain way. So I was like, Dan, have at it. And then, so I watched it. I kind of like, it definitely felt like a major departure from it. I mean, without maybe a couple Easter eggs, I would have thought it was a totally different show altogether, or had nothing to do with Watchmen.
Yeah, they're like subtle, not so subtle winks.
Yeah, I mean, it goes full spoiler. There's a part where it rains little octopi or squid or something.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing though. If I had never watched the movie, I'd be like, oh, that's a fucked up world.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Like, the rain's squid.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And it's like there's I mean, Robert Redford is the president following Richard Nixon, because Richard Nixon was like a 3-term or something president in the original, and then Robert Redford took over alternatively. I mean, it wasn't in the comic, but I guess they were doing that instead of Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
And then
Well, this is gonna be a full spoiler. Though,
Yeah,
so
we're going deep, yeah. And then what else was there? There was Ozymandias shows up, played by Jeremy Irons.
I was like, you know who that is. I won't pull the name out.
Yeah.
By the way, his butler and maid, do you think they're robots?
I don't know.
Because they hand him a horseshoe to cut the cake.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's not like when he was a superhero, you'd use a fucking horseshoe.
Yeah.
It's like if they gave, Bruce Wayne a batarang.
Yeah.
That would have been something like, here, cut the cake. No, but like, they have to be like learning AIs or something.
Yeah, it could very well be that.
Because he's like, I'm writing a play, and you're going to be the stars.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, thank you, master.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and they're really nonchalant about his eccentricities as well. Like he's just sitting there naked for no reason, typing up his manuscripts.
I thought she was blowing him.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought he was going there, but no, he's just
like I thought she was just buffing the old door.
Yeah.
No, she's like body washing him.
Yeah.
While the guy just stands there and watches over. I'm like, this is. It wasn't even intriguing.
I think the character of Ozymandias was possibly asexual. I know. Rorschach in the graphic novel said he is a latent homosexual, but I think Rorschach is also right wing, so like he saw that as that, but nothing explicitly said it. The movie, they made him all out gay. They showed him at a gay club, and they gave him like the Batman Forever style nipples on his suit. Yeah. But as far as I'm concerned, I think of the original graphic novel, I think he's asexual. Autistic too. No, we're not gonna go there.
He could be.
Yeah, no, there's always that.
High functioning, man.
Yeah, I mean. There's probably a better case to be made for that than John Wick, but we're not going there. We just went off rails on the last show.
I mean, if Steve Jobs could... No.
So anyway, there's that. There's obviously a whole group called like the 7th Cavalry, which is
Cavalry with a K.
Yeah, they're the KKK, but they wear Rorschach masks. So I guess he's kind of their martyr saint.
Well, see, a lot of people had a problem with this. I actually don't, because Rorschach looks like the kind of psycho that, yes, he is probably the most opinionated.
Yeah.
And you see lots of real life fucking psychos turn powerful words and lead them into a certain direction.
Yeah,
to fit
I mean, it's
political beliefs.
it's definitely a thing where people, it's like, I know they're not saying that Rorschach himself was
racist.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely had conservative views 100%.
But he wasn't racist, though.
He was more, I mean, he was almost like more libertarian in certain aspects, but he was very...
He was like the psycho-libertarians that want like free roads.
Yeah, did you watch that, there's a libertarian debate that had Gary Johnson and some other candidates. There's the part where Gary Johnson, they said like they asked him if he's in favor of driver's licenses and said yeah, and I was like boo, and then this one guy is like, well, what next? Driver's licenses? What are they gonna make us have a license for a goddamn toaster? So so that guy is the kind of libertarian that Rorschach was.
Those are like sovereign citizens, man.
Yeah. There's the kind
Have
of
you
people.
Looked up sovereign citizens?
No.
I told you to.
Oh, I think, yeah.
They're like the people who are like, I was not driving, I was traveling. And then they get tased by cops. And then you watch their court cases too. They're brilliant.
Oh, I think we're talking. I think that what Wesley Snipes is part of, and then he because he didn't want to pay his taxes, and that's why he went to jail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he got pulled into the sovereign citizenship.
Oh, of course. But so those guys, they're that they have this extreme. I guess they're pretty much KKK. They're the KKK. I mean, it's not even like blatant.
It's.
I mean, it is blatant.
It just kind of seemed lazy. Right?
Yeah. So I mean, now I don't mind those kinds of things at all. Like, I mean, if it works, it works.
It doesn't though.
Yeah. For me, that's what it comes down to. It felt a little too forced, and I think that HBO, for whatever reason, has had this kind of hard-on for doing alternative histories with racist future. I feel like it's because of Trump, obviously. Like they I don't know if you remember this, but the creators of Game of Thrones were supposed to do a show called Confederacy.
Yes, I remember that. Which
was some sort of alternate future or alternate current day where the
Nazi Germany won.
No, not Nazi Germany.
The
Confederacy won. So America was still like this.
Sorry, I was thinking of Man in the High Castle.
Yeah, exactly. So they're trying to do that, but then the Game of Thrones guys kind of fizzled out. But then they want that they're going to do. I think they're still doing it. I don't know if it's still in production, but they're making a TV show with Jordan Peele called Lovecraft Country, which is based off this novel, which takes place in like it's kind of the Jim Crow era, but there's like Lovecraftian elements in there.
I was gonna say, if they fucking use the name Lovecraft Country, there's nothing.
Yeah, they have the
what a fucking waste.
They have the Lovecraftian elements in there, but then there's like, it's focused on like the racist South, and it's like, so I mean, it's a weird combination, but I get it because Lovecraft was a big racist himself, so I get it. But then there's this one, which is like Watchmen. They insert like right away. It opens up with this
Tulsa 1920, which is the death of Black Wall Street. I know these shits.
but was it really it was like planes and everything bombing? Like that's it actually
but
was.
They
that.
don't actually explain any of it. They just go Tulsa 1920.
Okay, yeah. I didn't know that it was that bad. That it was like attacked by bombs and planes, like it's actual.
Well,
war
it
zone.
wasn't that many planes. It was a little exaggerated.
Yeah.
But it was definitely like race riot.
Yeah, yeah. So it starts off with that. It's like, okay, well, this sets a tone.
Did you notice this? In the beginning, black soldier comes in, sees his wife and child.
Yeah.
The black soldier hands his wife the gun.
Yep.
And picks up the child. Wouldn't the guy who just came from the fucking war use the gun? You had to have a powerful black woman somewhere.
Yeah. It was obviously setting up its main protagonist.
Also, if they take their kid to a black couple, who just throw the kid in a wagon.
Yeah.
If that black couple could just ride out of town safely.
Then they didn't, but yeah.
Couldn't the parents have?
Yeah, I didn't understand that either.
Why couldn't they have done it?
I was confused by what the whole point of that was.
Also, it's not like there was no extra seats in the fucking carriage.
Yeah. There's.
They could have just sat there too. At least they'd have a gun.
Yeah. Like I understand, like Damon Lindelof tends to, I guess, always try to incorporate a bit of mystery in his shows. Like he did Lost, he did The Leftovers, which I like The Leftovers. That's kind of why I was looking forward to this. So there's always like a bit of like the unknown in there, or like things that is like is cryptic and maybe you gotta like piece it together yourself or unfold slowly as it goes along. But that one I can't really say what was
the wife a secret?
Yeah,
secret soldier.
Yeah, like I mean, maybe they'll go into depth with it, but I can't see the reasoning behind that at all.
Yeah, but then they shoot to present day.
Yeah,
main protagonist, or actually no. First thing they show is cops.
Yeah,
cop pulls over a white guy.
Yep, black cop pulls over a white guy, and
they
cops
wear masks.
Cops wear yellow masks over their faces. Because it was, I guess, a certain act was put in place where cops' homes were being attacked because they knew they could see their identity, so they have to conceal their identity almost like superheroes.
Yes, and the person he pulls over is part of the 7th Cavalry. Yeah, the racist Rorschach.
Yeah, when he asked him to open up his glove compartment, he sees a Rorschach mask in there.
Yes.
So now what happened in the scene? You were mentioning something off air about this.
So the cop goes back to his car and says, "Hey, this guy is a son of cavalry. Give me permission to unlock my gun."
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I don't know if this is a commentary on how shit the system is.
Okay.
It takes like 8 tries to unlock this.
Yeah. They have to ask him a whole it's like a whole questionnaire almost.
Like, are you in danger? Is this person a dangerous person?
Yeah.
Did you see anything?
And he's like, yes, I saw a Rorschach mask in his glove compartment.
And then so they hit the button finally. It comes out of a yellow plastic coaster.
Yeah.
Because really, that looked like shit.
Yeah.
And when he gets out, he gets blasted.
Yeah. As soon as he pulls the gun, he didn't even get out of the car. He gets blasted inside the car. Yeah.
Which, here's the question. Later on, you see, like I brought this up, the cops. Mm-hmm. Aren't allowed to use their guns.
Okay, so let's get into that a little later. Let's lead up to that. So there's that whole aspect, and so that's this whole keep a bookmark on that. That's going to come up later.
A little earmark in the corner.
Yeah, and
which, by the way, people who fucking do that, make me fucking sick.
Yeah,
the fuck. You can't put a fucking pencil in there.
The worst is, some people just treat books like shit. I remember the worst though. I don't know, like there's a girl I dated in university. I lent her my copy of Cat's Cradle. When I got it back, she folded the fucking book in half.
Fucking scumbag.
I was like...
Also, I hate people who, when they have those hardcover books, they have the little flaps, the wrapper.
Oh, the dust jackets? Yeah.
You take that shit off and you put it in the corner.
Exactly.
You don't put fucking folds in it. It comes out. It's not even a struggle.
It's a dust jacket. Yeah, the whole
it's not even like the ones you get from the library that are taped shut.
Yeah.
So you can't.
Yeah.
They just slide right off.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Do you wear your jacket all the time?
Yeah.
No, you take it off.
It's called.
Treat your books with so much
it's in the fucking name. But anyway, going back to this show based off of a book.
Oh shit.
So then we I think we finally meet our main character. I think there's an interrogation, and then we meet our character.
Actually, the interrogation scene was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
The weird thing is that certain cops are like hero class.
So like
they have special masks.
Yeah, so certain cops in it, or it's like either the vigilantes are a branch of the police department, or it's just the police, or it's like the police let them in on things. But I feel like
they're like detectives.
I feel like
they're like detective.
Yeah. I think like detective class. I think they're definitely on the payroll. Because they're in their like big meetings and everything. Yeah. So they do that. They have a meeting, and then their police chief. So the main character is I can't remember her name, but she's played by Regina King.
Yeah. She's still looking good.
Yeah, she honestly does. No, honestly.
Black don't crack.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like she's. I mean, she honestly looks the same way she looked in like Enemy of the State or something. Yeah. So. Yeah, she's there. Actually, there's one movie I saw which is like that's the first time I realized she was hot was it's a shitty ass movie. It's like one of those like stupid like black family movies it's like a Christmas one. I think it's called This Christmas, and it's like her like husband was cheating on her. So like there's a scene where she's in lingerie, and then she's like so that's one's like oh shit. But then she's in lingerie, then she like tells her husband to come to the bathroom with her. The floor's covered in baby oil, so he like slips in the baby oil and he's like flipping around and she like whips the shit out of him and it's like, yeah, you can do that to me. Yeah. But anyway, so she's the main like detective or whatever. Or she's not a detective. She was she's a former cop, and now she's a superhero. She wears like a hoodie, mask, and has her badge.
She looks like a nun.
Yeah, looks like a nun slash a ninja. Yeah, a nunja. There you go.
A nunja. A gringer.
So, yeah, she has that. I can't remember her name or what her.
She's like a Mother Mary or something like that.
Okay.
Or
it just slipped. I couldn't even begin to guess. So yeah, we have her there, and then she works with Don Johnson, who's the police chief. And right away, you see this character, and it's like, if I were to guess, who's not going to be throughout the entire series, I'd guess it's you.
Yeah.
And so
he's too good of an actor.
Yeah, too good of an actor, and they play him out to be too nice of a guy.
Yeah, like he's doing coke and he's singing musicals.
Yeah, so it's like he's not gonna.
He's like so understanding. He's like, I get it, they're racist.
Yeah.
But we got to lead them to the light or some shit.
Yeah, he's too good of a person.
We got to treat them fair, even though they're racist.
To do that, we get some backstory. We get to see what her life is like. We get to see the atmosphere. So it's like Regina King's character goes to her son's class in elementary school.
Daughter's class.
It's a girl?
Yeah.
Oh.
You thought the girl was a boy?
I thought it was just a boy with long hair.
Actually, you know what? I wouldn't put past.
You know what? Let's see. Let's figure this out. Let's look up the cast members.
Whoa.
The
cast does not even make a difference. Should we just blow it up? Are we blowing this one up?
We gotta power through. We already got through half of it. We gotta power through. Okay. So, Regina King goes to her child's class. And we see the social atmosphere of the world. So she's talking about like her past and how she used to be a police officer. But then before a certain act was passed to mask police ID, I think they passed the act, but they still knew where she was, and they found out where she was, and she was attacked in her home.
Some villainous people broke into her house and
attacked her.
Shot her, right?
Yeah,
they shot her.
Yeah, she was wounded for sure. And then, so that happens, and then while it's going on, she talks about her current life, and she's like, and that she makes money in other ways. And
as a baker?
Yeah, and a racist kid in the class says, "Is that from reparations?" And it's like, "What? Is that from Redfordations?" And then, so like Redfordations, obviously it's because Robert Redford, who in real life is a left-wing, an actor with very liberal and progressive views. In that world, he's become the president. and alternatively to like in the current world where I think it wasn't directly after Nixon, but in the Watchmen comics, Nixon had like a crazy amount of terms. So, but in this world, it's after Nixon, Robert Redford became president instead of like Ronald Reagan. Because I think at the end of the graphic novel, Ronald Reagan was running for president, but apparently didn't win. So anyway, we have that, and he apparently instituted a law for like have reparations distributed to Black Americans. So that's all going on. We see a bunch of that.
The black cop who got shot. The rest of the cops are now having a meeting where they're saying, should we go after the 7th Cavalry?
Yeah. So yeah, they have.
Where they're all wearing their fucking stupid masks.
Yeah.
Even though they're only with each other.
Yeah, and they still dress up as their vigilantes. Like I can't remember all of them, but there is obviously Regina King's character.
There's
the guy with the panda. There's the guy with the mirror face, and then there's the guy with the Soviet, and it's like a Soviet guy.
Yeah, he's supposed to be the weapons specialist, I imagine.
Yeah.
So, and then, of course, our main character, Regina King, who looks like a
ninja.
No, never used the good ninja.
So yeah, they decide to go and attack their base, and then
so she's like at home. And
okay, well, yeah, we'll do the attack. So we'll do the because it's a big action set piece where they attack their base, and then.
Well, here's the problem though. When she gets the call that they're gonna go in,
yeah,
she's at home banging her husband.
No, that's at the end, isn't it? That's at the end of the episode.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It was at the end.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah.
This show was just so captivating.
Yeah.
Okay, so
we'll
cut that a little bit.
Yeah.
But so the police are going in to attack the 7th Cavalry.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. They're trying... Oh, wait, no, that's still at the end, too. No, this is what they're going to attack them for. The 7th Cavalry, as their great plot, they're taking batteries out of watches. But these are special batteries.
Yeah.
They could create a dirty bomb. Why did they have to even do it in a trailer? They're taking batteries out of watches. If they didn't wear the fucking masks and shit and put out the racist plantation, if they put it in a fucking factory or recycling plant, like a proper build, and we're like, well, we're recycling watches. This is all toxic waste. They would have gotten away with it.
Yeah. They had to be so theatric with it.
We have to go to the plantation and have 5 guys in a trailer take batteries out of watches.
Yeah.
That's the fucking dumbest plan ever.
But yeah, we see the big action set piece. The vigilantes go in, they wreck all the guys, they like, shoot them up, beat them up.
Well, they sneak in.
Yeah.
And then the racists, the Klansmen, they jump into a Jeep with a fucking machine gun on it. Which, again, I had a big problem because, one, machine guns were illegal way back, so you can't get...
Well, this is an alternative world anyway.
Yeah, but did the alternate world happen after World War II? World War II was basically established.
Yeah, but I mean, different, I guess, deregulations. I mean, everything. I know, like the biggest, as far as I can remember, the comic, one of the biggest changes was that Nixon. It was that they knew. I think Nixon was involved in the Kennedy assassination because I think he hired a comedian to handle that, and then Woodward and Bernstein were killed off.
Yes.
So,
so
like things like that were. So I guess. That can obviously set the world into a whole different course.
But I'm going at this from the idea that still, even if that, cops still don't get to use their own guns.
Yeah.
So you gotta imagine.
Well, it's black market, so.
But you gotta imagine gun laws are pretty strict. You're still smuggling a machine gun.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if it's supposed to be like a liberal utopia, you'd think. I mean, not
AKs.
Yeah, right wingers always like they're gonna take away our guns. So maybe also, either they stocked up or they. Yeah, I don't know.
Also, I do have a big problem with the way they reload. The more I think about the way they reloaded the fucking machine gun, when the bullet box is empty, you don't refill the bullet box to reload the gun. You just put the belt in the gun.
Yeah.
The bullet box is there so you can carry the bullets around. And it's part of a truck.
Yeah. I'm not a munitions expert, so I don't know if it's like a certain type, but I'll leave that one to you.
You see them put the bullets in the box just so they can feed it back in the gun.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know if certain ones do that or not, but yeah, that was weird. So they have all that, and then for God knows why, Night Owl's ship shows up.
Oh yeah, the racists try to escape by biplane.
Yeah, they have a biplanes.
They also have a fucking plane.
Which, I mean, to be fair, in the intro, that's what was used to attack that city, to attack the town. So maybe
yeah, but they can't afford a house or a factory, but they have a machine gun and a plane.
Yeah, and it's like, so I don't know. I don't know what the whole point of that was. So, I mean, so that all happens. Sure, things happen in between. The episode ends with, I mean, they're predictable. It was like, as soon as I saw a certain character, I was like, as soon as I saw Don Johnson, I was like, okay, well, he's dead. I thought, to be fair,
I thought he was going to make it like 3 episodes.
Yeah, I thought he'd die midway in, but like, nope, right away. He's driving alone for whatever reason. And then someone throws out like spikes and his tire gets punctured. He goes out on his own.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Wasn't he supposed to have a police escort?
Yeah, he had a police escort. Then he has. I don't understand. They're all outside of his house, and then he gets drove out on his own.
Did he also say that he's gonna have one of the guys drive him? Yeah, because he was drunk.
I don't know what the fuck was going on. So he did that. He goes out. Then he see a white light shine on him. Then the episode. Then now we get to Dan's favorite scene of the episode where.
Regina King is getting down and dirty. She's putting in the work. She's getting the D.
Yeah, she's getting fucked by her husband. It's well shot. I mean, you see more of the guy than her, unfortunately, but
well, that's how they make it tasteful.
Yeah, I guess so.
But you still get to see her, moving it around.
Yeah. So we get to get some of that, and then she gets a call, and then she runs over to.
This is the coolest part. This is the coolest action part. Over the gunfight, the minigun, the biplane. Mm-hmm. She rolls onto the bed, sticks her hands into the headboard, and pulls out a shotgun.
Yeah, I know something. I don't even like guns, but I found that hotter than the sex scene itself.
Right?
Yeah.
I was like, yo, that's so hot.
Yeah.
And I never thought about making a detractable headboard.
Yeah.
Like, I thought about hiding Nerf guns all over my house.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, you just knock out this cushion chair that used to be, those couches that have like the refrigerator.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, maybe I buy one of those and hide shit in there.
Yeah.
But like, I never thought of that. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
And so, but I did have a problem with this because the police are not allowed to use their guns unless they get clearance.
And I'm guessing, maybe I'll give them the credit that maybe down the road we get to see that like vigilantes can operate above the law because they're not really. I think there's not supposed to be seen as actual cops. Like vigilantes are supposed to be seen as outside the cops.
But they work with the cops.
Yeah, but we don't.
Their bullets are in the bad guys.
But I think it's like a thing where it's like I don't know. It's like not necessarily freelance, but I feel like they have wiggle room to operate outside the law. Yeah. So that doesn't bug me as much. I mean, we'll have to see if they flesh it out. I don't even know if I'll want to watch the show. So
I don't know, man. This one's a rough one.
Yeah.
Also, this is only canon to the comic book. It is not canon to the sequel comic book.
Yeah.
The movie or the prequel.
Well, the movie was totally. I mean, it abandoned the story in certain ways anyway. Which I'm fine. It's like I'm fine with it not being tied to the movie because the movie.
Also, that would have had to be like a 2 or 3 parter.
Yeah, yeah. Like the movie. I mean, I didn't really. I don't know. I wasn't too wild about.
You don't like all the slow motion and the blue tinge over it?
I don't know. I mean, I hated the soundtrack. I mean, I hated the music in this too. I love the So it's composed by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross.
Yes,
that's probably the thing I like most about the entire show because
the music selection though.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I hated. I hated the music selection just like how I hated the music selection in the movie. It's not as bad as the movie, but it is.
The ambient music is good.
Yeah, the actual.
You can tell it's Trent Reznor too. You can tell that's his mixing it.
100%. Very Reznor, but yeah, like it reminds me of like that because I mean I haven't heard any new Reznor and Atticus Ross composed movies or shows since like the David Fincher movies like Gone Girl and Social Network.
Wow.
Girl's Dragon Tattoo. So I mean I always enjoyed those in those movies. It was good to hear them back to do this, and that's probably the only thing that might make me keep watching this show because I like that a lot. But the show, so the episode ends with the Regina King getting the call. She goes out and then she drives. She sees her boss, Don Johnson's character, being hung from a tree in an old. One scene earlier, there's an old black man
who's outside of her bakery.
Yeah, played by Lou Gossett Jr. And he says like sage, typical trope, old wise black man things to her, like speaks in riddles. And then at the end,
he also says, "When's your bakery gonna open?
Yeah.
I can lift 200 pounds."
Yeah, it's such weird things like that. But then, so it ends with him and like saying something cryptic, and then what's gonna happen next? So that's our episode. So yeah, overall thoughts. I don't know if I'm gonna watch a show. Like again, the actual themes, I don't necessarily see how it connects to Watchmen at all. I mean, that doesn't bug me in terms of like the actual subject matter, but it's like, why did they have to use Watchmen for it? It doesn't really connect. Anyway, but outside of all of that, the show itself just wasn't really anything.
It's not entertaining.
No, like it wasn't entertaining. It wasn't. I didn't find it to be that well written, as you're kind of hinting at earlier. Like there's a lot of things where just like just really trite and kind of cliched. Again, like the Don Johnson is like, okay, we know he's gonna die, and it's like everything you do is just just telegraphed to have and go in this certain direction. And then just like a lot of things end up being on the nose. And then the combination of trying to be this relevant social commentary and having goofy shit like the owl plane in it, it's kind of, it worked against each other. And it's like, it ended up being a show that's neither entertaining, like popcorn, in a popcorny way, or that intellectual. So I guess
it's like a half step in every direction.
Exactly. So it didn't work for me. It felt like they should have just gone with if HBO has such a hard on for doing this alternative racist future, just do the Confederacy show altogether instead of taking another series, as opposed to doing this kind of half measure. I mean, you already have Lovecraft Country, just to focus on that as opposed to do something that is originally supposed to be that and can fully play with that kind of material and dive deep into that subject matter more comfortably than Watchmen. Because again, Watchmen, it seems like a stretch to be this kind of thing. I don't know. And but outside of that, again, it's just, I don't know. I mean, maybe there could have been a way of making it more compelling. I mean, even
there
with it, but I guess felt like something in the execution wasn't poor.
You
and
make
again,
it about the Regina King, but she's the new owl.
Yeah. Even if they connected in certain way.
What was that
Night
girl?
Owl? Silver Spectre or something? I think? Yeah.
She takes out the man. Well, basically what I'm saying is basically a DC comic book called, the fuck was she called? It was basically the Silencer. She's an ex-cop who becomes like a superhero.
Okay.
And her special power is just to make everything quiet. So like she goes into a house and she starts blasting off, you can't hear anything. So like that's her own power.
Yeah.
Like she's not super powered at all. It's just that no one can hear her gunfire, which makes sense.
Yeah, I mean it works. But yeah, so I mean they could have done something interesting. First episode, anything can happen. I might try another episode, but I'm not really, that enthusiastic.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it unless you tell me it's good after.
Yeah, if it picks up or something, I'll see. I mean, I don't have too many other Sunday night shows going on right now anyway, so we'll see. But yeah, so that's it for it. We made it through this. There were a lot of diversions.
Holy shit, we're almost at 2 hours.
It's not. I guess use the same like track and from our last one. It made a new file, so it started at 55. Don't worry. Yeah, it's nowhere near that much.
This was bad. I knew it was bad, but
it's more like 50 minutes. Yeah, but no. Wow. Yeah, I saw that too, and I almost jumped, but I realized it started recording because it didn't go back to the beginning. So anyway, that's about it for us in the Watchmen HBO series. I mean, if it picks up or something, or if there's anything else to say about it, it might come back. But if not, that's our thoughts. So
sorry if this episode was nonsensical.
Yeah. I might.
The subject matter, that was also nonsensical.
Yeah, I mean, I might have to trim it down just because. I mean, there's a stretch where
there was a good
my
20
dog
minutes
went
where we did nothing.
Yeah, and my dog had to go take a dump. So and then
I talked about the list of hot politicians that did not include Alexandria
Ocasio-Cortez.
Ocasio-Cortez. Fucking travesty. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Get some fucking taste.
I think we need to get Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez on this show with the amount of times you bring her.
Honestly, I would love to have her on.
Let's promote.
She'd probably hate my guts, though.
Yeah, she probably would.
You fucking misogynist pig. And then she made me lick her toes, which is all right with.
Now we definitely need her on. I mean, if anyone can do it, it's you. You're the master of coming up with schemes to do things.
Ridiculous shit.
I mean, you almost got that meat.
I got invited to the food show.
Yeah, you almost had that going. You probably could have done the convention if you did a little earlier. I think.
Also, I put out people's names who did not know that they were going to be on the panel, just because I was like, we need like 4 people on it.
Who else did you put on?
My buddies from the Morecast.
Okay, yeah.
I put them on it. I also threw on a streamer that lived near us.
Okay.
I did not ask anyone else.
I wish it went through and they get it all of a sudden.
I would have set it up.
You trick us into it too. I mean, I guess I would have known, but you say, oh yeah, these are coming along with us too. They come just to go, and then all right, we're on the stage. They're just like, what?
No, I would have got them all tickets. Yeah. I would have been like, okay, guys, we're on stage in 5. What do you mean? Oh, I talked to the guys backstage. They're going to give us a panel. Even though, I just do these things for fun.
Yeah, so if there's any way of getting AOC on our show, I think you would have the wiles to do it.
I'm going to try. I'm not going to say it won't. No, I would take Bernie Sanders on here. That motherfucker has a Twitch.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, old man, tell me about the pudding as, what's his name, that fucking little troll says. My pudding.
Who's that?
The fucking Ben Shapiro.
Oh,
he does the.
I never seen that.
Oh, you've never seen his impressions?
No.
Of Bernie Sanders?
I gotta see this.
He always talks about pudding. I don't know why.
Yeah.
You ever talk about it?
I don't know. It's weird. It's so awkward watching him try to be funny, but
he's not funny.
Yeah, it's so awkward. I mean, he's only funny when he's not trying to be funny, as far as I'm concerned. All right. Anyway, I mean, I think let's before we go off the rails political tirades, I think we should end the show. So catch you guys later.